Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Now you are along with Mr. Dr. Karanam Sachinarayan Garu. He is the eminent personality of regarding Alluri Sri Ramarazu. Since 1.5 decade, he is doing a lot of research work about Viplava Virudu. He is the retired additional superintendent of police Visakhapatnam. Now he is in a pleader Visakhapatnam Bar Association. Actually, now he is a writer. He wrote several books. Alluri Sri Ramarazu, Subhash Chandra Bose, and famous personalities in police officers and police activities. Uh, Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskar.
I want some explanation from you, sir. I had so many doubts regarding the Alluri Sri Ramarazu.
With pleasure, Nashir.
Yes, sir. Sri Ramarazu is the very legend person in Mannam area, especially Indian freedom movement. Is nearly 2 years and odd is a struggle against Britishers. Some of the rumors also explained, especially from Alluri Sri Ramarazu. I want explanation from you, sir. Why? Because you are the research about the Sri Ramarazu nearly 1.5 decade. You had the more information about him. Sir, first question is, how did he end up with the name Sita Ramaraju rather than Sri Ramaraju?
It is a good question. Indeed, it needs explanation also. In Kadil ceremony, his name was, his given name was Alluri Sri Ramarazu in honor of his grandfather. He born on July 4th, 1897. In Kadil ceremony, his name was Alluri Sri Ramarazu. There were 3 stories. One story is that while he was studying in Avon College, he was fell in love with one girl by name Sita. She is a friend of, she is a sister of Ganesh, who is a Goneru Jamindar's family. She died while he was in love with her. So that people are saying that his name was prefixed Sita. Indeed, there was no recorded evidence or there was no even sufficient evidence to this theory. Another theory is that he loved another girl by name, this is one story. Then second story is that he loved one Sita. She also died. Thereby, he named himself Sita. That was the second story. This story also has not been borne by recorded evidence. There was no recorded evidence or evidence also. And third story was that the tribal people, well versed with the differing name of Sita, the Bhadrachalam Sitaram Swami. So that his name also being called as a Sitaram Razu. Because they are familiar with the name. That another thing, fourth one is that one press people might have wrote Sitaram Razu instead of Sri Ramarazu. That was familiarized. A doubt was raised in the by the minds of Madras Legislative Council. In 1922, one Sasibhushan MLC put a question to the assembly, in the assembly, whether the Fituridar was a Sitaram Raju or Sri Ramarazu. Which one is correct? After the inquiry, the then government declared that it was the name of Alluri Sri Ramarazu, not Sitaram Raju. That day only they decided that it is a Sri Ramarazu. But fact that we will always go by this name of Sitaram Raju. Archives of state archives, about 26 volumes were there. All the records contain the name of Sri Ramarazu only. He wrote a letter to the Bastion. He signed both in Telugu and English, and Alluri Sri Ramarazu only. he put an urge to the revenue division officer Fazlullah Khan, wherein he signed as Alluri Sriram Raju only. He addressed one letter to the Perisal Surnaran Raju by quoting the victories over the 5 victories, and there also is signed Alluri Sriram Raju, ALLURY Alluri SREE Rama RAJU Alluri Sriram Raju. That one name only he signed every document. Every document contained the Sriram Raju only. His name was not Sitaram Raju.
Thank you very much, sir. Excellent explanation regarding Sri Ramarasu. Another most important doubt, sir, not a question. Rasu was said to possess magical abilities, superhuman abilities, and the ability to make friends with the wild animals, also such tigers.
It is not true. Indeed, he himself agreed that before the SP Superintendent of Police on those days, he gave statement on 29th January 1922. He said that people are rumoring that I left one tiger in this particular area. It was not true. I have no magical powers. Besides, the tribal people also never believed that I had a magical powers.
Okay. Sir, another one is people were perplexed as to how Alluri Sriramarazu was present at all 3 police stations when they were attacked.
Indeed, he was not present in all. All was not occurred on the same day. Different dates the offense took place. The first attack, historical attack, on 22nd August 1922, they attacked the Sintapalli police station and removed the weapons and ammunition. The second day, all through they walked to the Sarabanapalam, and at 4 p.m. in 2 to 4 p.m. they attacked this 23rd August 1922 Krishnadevapeta, and from there collecting arms and ammunition, they went to the Rajbhamangan 24th August 1922 at early hours 4 hours at 04 hours, which means the offense were not took place one day, so that was not true. It's only different dates the offense took place. Raju was there in every offense, but he was not present. The offense were not took place in one day and 1 hour, so that it is not true.
Sir, one of the most comment from especially Tanguturi Prakasham Pantulu, that was Rasu considered to be an offender and was also being labeled dacoit gang leader by Congress members such as Tanguturi Prakasham. Is it true?
No, sir. Indeed, the Razu was a national made waging war against the Britishers to get the independence within 2 years. If you superimpose the Indian National Congress ideology that is led by the Mahatma Gandhi, he said that he proclaimed that within 1 year, that is 31st December 1921, the Indian government and Indian people will get independence by doing non-cooperation with the government, by by way of non-cooperation. Within 1 year, we will get independence. What are the ideology? Temperance, and establishing panchayati courts to decline the British courts, and wearing khadi, and at the same time what we call not to pay taxes. Particularly, no defense is offered, has been offered when the police arrested the freedom fighters, and no defense will offer, no defense witness will be offered in the courts. Accordingly, if you examine this Sri Ramaraju's struggle, he conducted temperance. He educated the tribal people and not to denounce the taking alcohol. Those are traditional habitual for taking liquor. They abstain from the taking liquor on his words. He established panchayati courts. He conducted 16 panchayati course in old Krishna Devapeta. The bund which he sat there, still there at old Krishna Devapeta. So that even almost 103 people were arrested by the British government according to the records. 109 GO, 29 people were there. Raju was the first respondent, and Bosar Chinna is the last 29th respondent. And GO number 384, 1923, public department contains 47 people, and what we call Gantam Dora and his team, 6 people they went to the appeal, and Gumadigoda village has 5. 16 people were dead. All these people were there in the records, in the archives records. 103 people, they never offered any defense. If you read the Indian struggle written by the Subhash Chandra Bose, in the page number 110 and to 111, they categorically say that when Chittaranjan Das' wife was arrested, the whole Indian police of the particular Bengal resigned in protest against their arrest. Then British government came to realize that they made a mistake. They left that. Even that case also, they never offered any defense. Similarly, the Allur Sri Ramaraju and his band never put in any defense. While I am examining the records, the last paragraph contains that we are not offering any defense. We do not have any defense witnesses. That was the thing. Only the prosecution witnesses only there. The prosecutor is narrating the story. No defense was there. This all speaks that if you superimpose the Fituri is a armed struggle, the only basic difference was that the Gandhi did non-cooperation by non-violence, whereas Sri Ramaraju and his band, the tribal band, did the Indian struggle by arms, violence.
Okay, sir. One of the rumor that Raju agitated in a non-violence manner, was it accurate?
No. He proclaimed directly in his interviews. He declared that in interview with Korang Lakshmaya, teacher, and Annavaram in the 1923 April 17th to the reporter, that is doing what we call non-violence manner only. India will get within 2 years by doing armed struggle. He declared it. There is no doubt at all.
Sir, one of the most important, sir, regarding his wearing the dress about the Sri Ramaraju in Fituri time.
Yes. Indeed, it's the right question. Well, we could say that Raju gave a statement to the SP Swain saying that I'm not a sannyasi. Though I'm a bachelor, what we call bachelor and brahmachari, but I'm not a sannyasi. That was the statement. I have to enhance it. Raju never wear any sannyasi dress, saffron cloth.
Yes.
What are the dresses according to evidence? One villager, Bariki, said that his godakat, he saw Raju along with his band 60, he had godakattu, tight like Gandhi's lines cloth, and one wrap, like one towel is wrapping over his shoulders. That was his dress. 2 types of dresses only in the field. That was the first dress. It's a godakattu, it's a tight cloth around the waist, and one upper garment. That one first, then the what we call garment. And the second one is according to Lakshmaya, according to the press reporter, Annavaram press reporter, 17th April 1923, and according to Rampachodavaram inspector and the Rampachodavaram deputy Tahsildar and Malkajagiri Tahsildar, Raju wore semi-military dress. Government also declares Raju wore semi-military dress. Particularly, Tahsildar, what we call Malkajagiri, wrote a report to the government. Raju wore a turban. He is a very handsome man. This is what we call fair in complexion. Another Raju is a black in complexion. He is a fair in, has upturned moustaches and glowing, flowing beards and glowing face and long red khadar khaki. See, I'm Gandhi, I'm declaring that is you also wore Gandhi, Khadi. That was in red in color. And a short, and a knicker. And that is long knicker also. And scabbards and boots. And he holds a stick like this.